And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Strat-O-Matic Baseball. I see we've got a pre-play there from Frank. Frank, what was the final score? I see a lot of information here, but I don't see the score anywhere. Hello, Franklin. Hi, Mike. Hi, Ben. Hi, Bob. It's been a while. There it is, 13-3 Cubs. Mookie's back. Yeah, he's in the penalty box right now. I had a wonderful time, but I'll tell you what, I'm still recovering. I tell you, that last day flying back, I kept saying to myself, why the hell didn't I just drive? So why do I have shadows? Hang on a second. That must be because of the outside light coming in. All right, hang on a minute. So anyway, Mookie, I think, would rather be back at my sister's and her husband with the cat and the dog. He's been meowing incessantly, and the flea situation. I came back to an apartment infested with fleas, so I have a call out. I'm waiting to see how the apartment has it, because I have a guy who was highly recommended. And so yeah, I'm still dealing with stuff. But that's not going to stop me from rolling the game. Really wanted to jump in yesterday, but I was just too tired. So here we are, over a week later. We're going to wrap up a doubleheader between the Cubs and the Reds. It's the fourth of a 4-game set. The Reds won the opener. The Reds have won 2 of 3 in this series. In fact, you might remember the Reds had an 8-game winning streak coming into this series. The Cubs won the first game. So the Reds now have won 10 of their last 11 games to sit at 22 and 23. They were down there at the bottom with the Mets, and look at them now. So wow, what can happen in a short amount of time? And oh yeah, Ben sent me a picture of 3-inch hail while I was in Morro Bay. Holy crap. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Well, you're here. That's the main thing. And a shout out to anybody, of course, watching the replay later as well. It's been a while. We're just going to kind of ease into it, see if I remember how to do this. Ernie Broglio for the Cubs. It's Joey J. For the Reds, Jay, who will finish the year with the Braves. Broglio's numbers on the year, 3-4, 4.93. He's made 8 starts. He has 1 complete game, and of course, he's a pretty good hitting pitcher. Jay, 2-3, 6.39, 7 starts, 1 relief appearance, 38 innings of work. So both pitchers with high ERAs, both on their cards and in the replay. So take the over today. And with that, let's go ahead and give you the Cubs lineup, and we'll get started here. For the Cubs, Adolfo Phillips leads it off in center field. Glenn Beckert is at second base. Billy Williams in right field. Ron Santo at third base. Ernie Banks, the first baseman. Byron Brown is in left field. Chris Krug will catch the nightcap. Don Kessinger at short. And Brolio, a good hitting pitcher once again, in the 9 spot. 5W right-handed hitter. The Reds have Johnny Edwards behind the plate, Coleman, Rose, Cardenas, and Helms around the infield, and Johnson, Pinson, and Harper left to right in the outfield. And with that, about ready to play ball here. This doubleheader had just under 12,000 in the house, and Stan Landis calling the balls and strikes today. Hello, Thomas. Welcome. And we've got some updates from several people's replays here. 4 inches. Holy crap. Franklin's out of the park. Team is within 2 games of the lead. Probably lucky for the roof there, Ben. Uh-oh. Thomas with 58 still moving along. Second game of the doubleheader. Pirates at Giants. Bob Smith, Ray Crone. Hello, Connor. Welcome. I'm good. A little tired from the vacation, but as is with most vacations, it's expected and it's worth it. And Ben, some good news and some bad news. That's always kind of a... Yeah. Ben, of course, welcome to share that as much or as little as he wishes. Open forum, but I'm not gonna try to pull anything out of you. Okay, let's see how the setup looks. Everything looks readable. Yeah, Connor, I don't know if you know where I was or not, but I spent a week down in Morro Bay, California. Had an inn, really more like an apartment than a motel room or an inn, right on the bay. Just super peaceful, tremendous scenery. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, congratulations, Ben. Play ball, says Franklin. Joey J's ready to go. Here's Adolfo Phillips. Phillips hitting .299, 4 homers, 25 RBIs. And here's the pitch. It's a 2-7 righty, and he loses in ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Phillips, who has speed. Star 17 base stealer. Jay with a terrible hold, +5. Edwards is 0 catcher. So we've got it. Phillips at a 20, held at 18, and Glenn Beckert steps to the plate. Hitting .326. No homers, 13 RBIs. Phillips 3 through 7 rolling for the lead. 9, he does not get it on the back number. 29, he's 16 on the back number. The pitch to Beckert, there goes Phillips. The throw down, he's stolen it. Well, you saw that one coming, didn't you? 10th steal of the season for Adolfo Phillips. Here's the next pitch to Glenn Beckert. On a 1-4, grounds it to shortstop. That's fielded by Cardenas. Looks the runner back and throws him out. 1 away, and here's Billy Williams. Oh, that is the bad news, Ben. Yeah, that does make me a little sad, I have to admit. So that's 5 Eastern, is that right? No, that's Central, isn't it? So that's 3 o'clock to me. I'm going to have to take some time and digest that. Williams, 279, leads the club in home runs with 12, second in RBIs with 34. Jay checks the runner. Pitch to Billy is a 210 right-handed fly ball to left field. That's playable for Johnson, who makes the catch, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Ron Santo, the team RBI leader with 39, hitting .362, leading the club, among the league leaders in hitting. In fact, I think he's second in the league in batting. Heck, he might be first. Now that I've opened that door, let's take a look. 11 home runs for Santo. And I'm looking up the league leaders now. Nope, he is second. Gene Alley's still in first. The pitch to Santo. 3-8 right-handed, called strike 3, and the Cubs leave Phillips at second base. Big strikeout there for Joey J for Chicago. No runs, no hits, a man left after half an inning. Chicago nothing. Cincinnati coming to bat. Oh, absolutely. You'd be crazy not to. Maybe I could start doing some double headers, Ben, so you can at least catch the action some of the time. I'll have to see how that plays out. Brolio getting loose. Here's the Cincinnati batting order. It'll be Tommy Harper in right field, Tommy Helms at third base, Vada Pinson in the 3 spot in center field, Gordy Coleman is at first base, Pete Rose at second base, Darren Johnson in left field hits 6th, Leo Cardenas is the shortstop, Johnny Edwards the catcher, and now I have to look back. Is Edwards Iron Manning it? He sure is. Edwards catching both games of the twin bill. And of course, Joey J, a switch hitter in the 9 spot. Well, Ben, I appreciate that. And the pleasure was all mine, let me assure you. Okay, here's Tommy Harper to lead it off for Cincinnati. It's been a struggle for Harper. Just 16 for 110 now. It's a 145 average and still looking for his first home run of the year. As Brolio comes set, the windup. The pitch to Harper on a 4-5. He lifts it into center field. That's Phillips making the play, and there's 1 down. That'll bring up Tommy Helms. Helms at 269, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs. Brolio gets the sign from Krug. On a 1-9 righty, that's ripped into left center. Double to 12, down over to cut it off, and he will cut it off, holding Helms to a long single. 1-out single for Tommy Helms. Let's check the battery now for Chicago. Brolio has 0 hold. Krug is 0 arm. Helms a 13, but not a star stealer, and as you can see, with the 10 automatic caught serving as a deterrent, he'll stay put as Vada Pinson comes to bat. Pinson at 258, 4 homers and 25 RBIs. That would be second on the team to Darren Johnson. Brolio out of the stretch now. 6-7 left-handed. That's a fly ball to center field. Backing up is Phillips at the track. 1-10. It's over his head. That's going to be extra bases for Pinson. Helms is rounding at third. 13. Phillips 0 with 1 out. They're going to put the brakes on. They'll hold him at third. Second and third, 1 away, and here comes Gordy Coleman, Pete Rose on deck. Coleman on the year, 262, 3 homers and a dozen RBIs, just 65 at-bats for Gordy in part-time play. This is his 27th game played. Early, we're going to roll for inner back. They will stay back, trying to avoid the big inning, and here's the pitch to Coleman now. It's a 4-11 left-handed. Fly ball to left, fairly deep. Brown backing up a bit. Helms is going to tag. He'll come in to score on the sac fly by Coleman, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati. Runner at second, 2 down. Here's Rose. Rose, the leading hitter on the ball club at 290. 2 homers, 8 RBIs, switch hitter hitting lefty. Here is the pitch. It's a 112 foul ball right side. Over by the stands is Banks. He puts it away, and that will do it in the first. The Reds with a run on 2 hits and a man left. We played an inning. How about that? It's 1-0 Reds. The Reds, again, it bears repeating. And I'll probably say it again. If you missed the start, the Reds have won 10 of their last 11 games. Modest 2-game winning streak, but 10 of 11. Wow. Cubs, of course, have dropped 2 straight. I've got a couple weeks to come up with a plan of action. Second inning, Ernie Banks will start things off. Banks at 284, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. The pitch from Joey J is a 5-5 right-handed. That's going to be a fly to right field. Harper is there, and he grabs it for the first out. The batter will be Byron Brown with 1 away. Brown at 259, 8 home runs, 28 RBIs. That's third on the team behind Sano and Williams. Jay into the windup. 2-6 right-handed. That is grounded towards short, single to 3. Cardenas has it and throws him out. And here is Chris Krug now, the computer-only card for the catcher. I'm trying to find his numbers here. Oh my God, he's hot. Krug 7 for 23 this year. That's a 304 average. If I sound surprised, it's because I am. Here's the pitch to Krug. It's a 5-8 right-handed. That's going to be a grounder to second base X. Rose, a good second baseman. 2E17 as he ranges to his left. Here's the play on an 18. He's got it and throws him out to retire the side. So 1-2-3 inning for Jay. Record that 4-3X. And down goes Chicago in the second. Yes, that's true, Franklin. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I forgot. Of course, I was on vacation when I read that. Perhaps a long overdue enshrinement for shoeless Joe Jackson as well. Bottom of the second, Cincinnati will send up Darren Johnson to lead things off. Johnson leads the club in RBIs with 26. He's hitting .221 with 9 home runs. Here's the pitch with Sombrolio. It's going to be a 2-8 righty. Tapper to short. Here comes Kessinger. Gloves it. Throws on the run in time. That will bring up Leo Cardenas. Cardenas at 227. 7 home runs. which is second on the team, believe it or not, to Johnson. 23 RBIs for the right-handed hitting shortstop. And here's Broglio's pitch on a 110 righty. That's going to be a banged up the middle for a base hit. 1 out single for Cardenas. He's got some wheels. 0 battery for Chicago. They're going to hold him at 14. And the catcher, Johnny Edwards, left-handed hitting catcher. Edwards comes in at 229, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Cardenas rolling for the lead, 4 or a 6. 7 does not get it. From the stretch, the pitch to Edwards is a 3-3 righty. Grounder towards first base, banks to his right. His only play is to Broglio covering, and on the play, Cardenas takes second. Runner in scoring position and 2 out, but the pitcher up. Jay, a switch hitter. Batting left-handed here. It's a 5-6 left-handed, and he walks him. Oh my. Broglio walks the opposing pitcher. And with first and second and 2 away, Tommy Harper will get a chance. Harper flew out to center his first time up. Standing in from the right side, Broglio, a check of the runners. Here comes the offering on a 2-9. That's banged into right field for a base hit, triple to a 1. It is a 2-star single. Cardenas scoring easily. All the way to third goes Jay, and it's 2-0 Reds. So an RBI for Harper. Harper now held at 16. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Helms is going to swing away. It's a 1-7 right-handed, right in the heart of his good column. He gets under it a bit and lifts it high to center field, way up there. Phillips waiting on it and squeezes it to retire the side. Another run for Cincinnati on 2 hits. They leave a pair. And after 2, it's 2-0 Reds. The red-hot Reds, if you will. I don't know about you guys, but I think it makes perfect sense. And you were forced to be banned for your lifetime. So, no way of knowing. In other words, if they do put Rose in the Hall, he never knew it. To the third we go. Don Kessinger will lead it off for Chicago. Kessinger on the season hitting .284. No homers, 8 RBIs. Switch hitter hitting lefty. The pitch from Jay is going to be a 4-6 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout for Jay. Down goes Kessinger, and here's Broglio, right-handed batter. 5W. On a 4-7 righty, he walks him. Turnabout is fair play, I guess. Broglio walked Jay, and now Jay walks Broglio. That'll bring up Phillips. He walked and stole second in the first. He was stranded there. Jay, a check of the runner. From the stretch, he comes in there with a 4-7 righty, and it's back-to-back walks for Joey J. Phillips will take his base. Down to second goes Broglio. Second walk for Phillips, and the Cubs have something going here in the third. That is a very good question, Ben. Why did they wait that long? First and second, here's Glenn Beckert, 0 for 1. Jay with the windup on the pitch. That's a 3-8 right-handed. He pops him up on the right side. That's going to be Coleman making the catch. And there's 2 down. So it'll be up to Billy Williams. Jay, a check of the runners. The pitch to Billy. It's a 3-3 right-handed. Called strike 3. Uh-oh, Williams doesn't like that at all. But the home plate umpire rings him up, and that will do it. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jay, 3 in the ball game, and the Cubs strand a pair. Heart of the order for the Reds. They're up 2-0 here as we go to the bottom of the third. Vada Pinson will start it off. Pinson doubled in the first. Rolio, the pitch to Pinson. 3-10. Flies it to left, playable for Brown. It's a can of corn as he puts that away. Well, at least you have the option, Ben. Always good to have options. Here's Gordy Coleman. Sack fly in the first. That is a 4-9 left-handed. Fly to right field shallow. On comes Billy Williams to make the play. 2 quick outs for Brolio, and the batter will be Pete Rose. Brolio's pitch to the left-handed hitter is a 4-9, fly to right, same roll. Here comes Williams again, just does catch up with it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ernie Brolio. 3 innings in the books, it's 2-0 Reds. Hello there, Rick. Yeah, I would agree. I'm sure, well, he can't be on the ballot, right? I mean, it's going to have to be one of those committees. The Golden Girls Committee? Oh, the Golden Age Committee. Ron Sano will lead off the fourth. Sano struck out back in the first. Jay into the windup. That's going to be a 4-3 right-handed. It's high hit deep to left field. And Johnson starts back and just turns around and watches it go. Home run Santo. And the Cubs are on the board. Let's take another look at it. 4-3 righty. No doubt about that one. And for Ron Santo, his 12th home run of the season. That puts him among the league leaders now. 2-1 Reds, and here's Ernie Banks. Joey J into the windup. That's a 1-4 right-handed. Pops him up. Cardenas waving his arms. He'll take it. 1 away, and here's Byron Brown. Jay gets the sign from Edwards. There's the pitch to Brown on a 2-5 right-handed. Called strike 3. That's 4 strikeouts now for Jay. And here's the catcher, Chris Krug. Krug 0 for 1. The pitch from Jay. 6-3 righty. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Jay a 4.28. Hold your breath on this one. That's going to be on a 3. He can't get it. That's a base hit. 2-out single for the catcher Krug. And that'll bring up Kessinger. Shout out to Julio L, who's here. Welcome, Julio. Don't have, I gotta go down. Yeah, Diaz. I have the misfortune of having him on a couple of my keeper teams, still waiting for another good card. Here's Kessinger. 3-3 righty, foul ball right side. Coleman over to get it, and that will retire the side. But a run on 2 hits, a home run by Ron Santo, makes it a 2-1 game. Still with the Mets, as far as I know. Oh my goodness, Franklin, I didn't know about that. You know, his card last year, really tough on right-handers, but terrible against lefties. So you can use him, you know, occasionally, I guess. With the 3-batter rule, it makes it rough. Under the old rules, you could have used him as a Roogie. Darren Johnson will lead off the bottom of the 4th. Darren 0 for 1. And also, Ben, you know, when you're, depending on the league, but for example, let's say this league, you have a 40-man roster. You're cutting, let's say, 8 to 10. Maybe your 11th cut is Diaz. What are you going to get in the 11th round of a rookie draft? There's nothing there anyway. Brolio staring in. The pitch to DJ is going to be a 5-7 right-handed. That is a grounder toward third. Sharply hit. Single to 12. That's a base hit for Darren Johnson. Johnson will lead off single, and here's Cardenas. Cardenas singled in the 2nd, came around to score. Brolio from the stretch. That's going to be a 5-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's the first strikeout of the day for Brolio. And here's the catcher, Johnny Edwards. There was a lot of transactions in the week I was gone. Baltimore fired their manager. Dodgers cut loose Austin Barnes and Chris Taylor. They're 2 longest tenured everyday players. Or non-pitchers, I should say. They weren't really everyday players. Somebody might, but one thing I found in these leagues is people don't trade like they did when we were younger. You know, it's funny, back when I first got into keeper leagues, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have the email. In other words, you paid a lot of money for long distance. We used to call and talk trade all the time and run up these high long distance bills, and now it's free. And nobody hardly talks to anybody anymore. Kind of sad, really. It's just a sign of the times, I guess. Johnson takes his lead. Here's the pitch from the stretch to Edwards on a 1-9 righty. Grounder to second. Beckert's only play is to first. And Darren Johnson will take second. Runner in scoring position for the pitcher, Jay, a switch hitter. Here's a 6-11 lefty. Grounder to the pitcher, X. Brolio, a 3-0. Here's the play on a 17. Error range. Roll is a 4, and the side is retired. 1-3X. That'll do it. No runs to hit, 1 left. Through 4, it's 2-1 Reds. And we have our first trivia since coming back from vacation. Frank's got one for you. Only pitcher in the 1900s who had a no-hitter in his first Major League Baseball start. That's a good question. I do not know the answer. Let's see if someone else can get it. Fifth inning, Cubs trail by a run, and they have the pitcher leading off. Brolio, a very good hitting pitcher. He's going to hit. Right-handed batter. Well, let's get the right pitcher out there. We can't very well have Brolio pitch to Brolio, can we? That's a 1-7, grounder to short, fielded by Kessinger, who throws him out. Phillips, who's walked twice, comes to the plate with 1 down. Jay gets the sign from Edwards. And here's the pitch now on a 4-9 right-handed fly to left field. That's going to be playable for DJ, who hauls it in for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Glenn Beckert. Beckert 0 for 2. The pitch from Joey J is a 3-6 righty. Hard smash to third, backhanded by Helms. Throws across to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Joey J. We're halfway through in a 2-1 game. Was it that Houston guy? Just recently? Like last year? I can't think of his name now. Boy, I did, didn't I, Julio? Thank you. Well, I was bound to do something. Cardenas, of course it is. Thank you. Oh, that's rich. Thank you, Ben. I needed that. Top of the order for Cincinnati. Tommy Harper 1 for 2. Brolio into the windup. On a 3-11 righty, he grounds it down to first base. Banks will take it himself. 1 down. Here's Helms now, 1 for 2 on the day. Brolio, 5-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K for Brolio. Brolio, by the way, in his first endurance inning, and here's Pinson. The windup down the pitch to Veda is a 4-4 lefty. It's a grounder to third X. That's the Gold Glover, Santo. 1E27. Driving towards the line. He's got it. Throws him out. Nice play, Santo. And that will do it for the Reds in the 5th. Ron Santo having a good game with a fantastic fielding play and a home run so far. His club trailing by 1 at this point. Yeah, they don't seem to care anymore. I mean, they're not even hiding it. There's a guy plays on the online Strat-O-Matic 365 game. He always names his team the name of a sports betting website, which to me, that should not be allowed. I don't think you should be advertising while you're playing on their website. Just my opinion. Heart of the order for the Cubs in the 6th. They trail by a run. It'll be Williams, Santo, and Banks, 3 Hall of Famers, against Joey J., who's in his first endurance inning. You sure can, Franklin. Williams 0 for 2. Jay into the windup. There's the pitch on a 5-10 left-hand, and it's a grounder to shortstop X. That's Cardenas with an A. 2E16. Good shortstop on a 17. Oh, he makes that look easy, doesn't he? Throws him out, 1 down. Nice play, Cardenas. And here's Santo. Santo, of course, homered his last time up. Jay into the windup. It's a 6-3 righty. Grounded to the pitcher X, 4E28. Hold your breath on this one. 4E28 on a 2, and that's a base hit. Second hit for Santo. That's going to bring up Ernie Banks. Banks 0 for 2 today. Cincinnati Penn. Some action going on down there. Righty Don Notabart getting loose. That's true, Frank. Where is Bill? He'd have got it. Runner takes his lead from first. Jay from the stretch. Pitch to Ernie's a 5-8 righty. Grounder to second base X. This could be 2. Rose a 2-17. Here's the play on a 3. He's got it. Diving stop. Flips from the glove to Cardenas. Steps on the bag and fires to first for the double play. Oh my, what a play by Pete Rose. 4-6-3X. We're going to call that a web jam, and that will end the inning. Through 5.5, it's still 2-1 Cincinnati. Seems like my monitor lagging a little behind me live here. I'm going to grab a refill on my coffee. Give it a little warm up, and we'll be good to go. It was, Ben. I'm almost sure it was. Yeah. 2 singles off of Jay's 4. Heck, you rarely get 2 X plays to the pitcher in a game, much less 2 singles. So when you look at it that way, the Cubs only have 3 hits, and 2 of them are off of Jay's X chart. The other one, of course, Sano's home run, which was also off of the pitcher's card. Broglio in his second endurance inning. It'll be Coleman, Rose, and Johnson. Oh, Franklin, it's a damn fine cup of coffee. This is a Coastal Peaks coffee from San Luis Obispo. And I brought back a couple of bags, of course. I think I mentioned that I would, and I did. Here's Coleman 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Broglio into the windup. That's going to be a 4-6 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Backing up is Williams at the track, at the wall. Leaps just over the wall. Home run, Gordy Coleman. On a 4-6 lefty, homer to 18. He just did clear the fence. And a big insurance run for Cincinnati. Thank you, Bob, for dropping in. Good to see you again. Good to see everybody after a long layoff. Let's get him stirring around in the Chicago pen. Billy Heft, the lefty, Fergie Jenkins, the righty down there. And here's Rose, 0 for 2. Broglio, the sign from Krug. Here's the pitch to Rose on a 6-11 left-handed grounder to the pitcher, X. Second X play for Broglio, a 3-0. On the 18, he makes the play and throws him out. So how about that? 4 X plays to the pitcher. Oh, no. I don't like the sound of that, Frank. An ominous announcement. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I mean, Jeffrey can be a little dramatic, so hopefully it's not as bad as I'm thinking it might be. And I just got bit by another flea. I tell you what, I got to deal with this. Okay, here is Johnson, 1 for 2. Broglio gets the sign, comes in with a 2-3, a little comebacker. Broglio, 2 banks. 2 comebackers in a row after the Coleman home run and the batter's Cardenas. Cardenas 1 for 2 as Broglio goes into his windup. It's a 5-9 righty. Hard smash to short. Kessinger, 2 banks. That will do it. But the Reds pick up an insurance run on the Gordy Coleman home run. I forgot to mention, for Gordy, that was his 4th home run of the season. And after 6 innings of play, the Reds lead it 3-1. Second endurance inning for Joey J now as we go to the 7th. We're inching ever closer to the moment that I know you all really came here for. almost afraid to let him out today. He's in the penalty box right now. We'll see how he does. He's been meowing incessantly. Yeah, he misses his buddies now over at my sister's. Byron Brown will lead off the 7th. At this point, probably a short leash for Joey J. Brown 0 for 2, grounded to short in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. That's going to be a 2-8 right-handed, called strike 3. Brown strikes out for the 2nd time. Byron Brown, of course, prone to the strikeout. That is his 54th strikeout of the season. And here's the catcher, Krug, 1 for 2 today. The pitch is a 2-9 righty. Struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jay. And the batter will be Don Kessinger. Kessinger 0 for 2. Jay gets the side, the windup and the pitch on a 3-11 righty. Liner right into the glove of Cardenas. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs in the 7th. And as we stretch, it is Reds 3, Cubs 1. Reds trying to win their 3rd in a row, and that would make it 11 out of 12. Quite a run for Cincinnati. When we come back, Brolio, certainly his last inning, as he's due to lead off the 8th. However, let's go check on the Mook. Now, if you remember, Mookie is protected. So he's not covered with fleas. But they could be getting on him. I don't think that's why he's yowling, though. I think he's looking around for his friends. Hi. Hi, Mook, my vocal cat. Very excited to see me Saturday night, but then Sunday morning, he's going all through the apartment howling, and I have to assume he was looking for Phaedra and Kumo. On the bright side, at least he had a good time over there. I was worried about that at first, but he was a little skittish at first, but after a week, he seemed to be having a great old time over there. And of course, Ann kept me updated with video shorts and pictures. He would get, see, there's one there. He's got one on him. And of course, with that treatment he has, they bite him, they die. Maybe I should go get that treatment. I wonder if it works on humans. I doubt it. Anyhow, that will be dealt with shortly. I'm just waiting to hear from the apartment manager what the protocol is here. Whether they're going to take care of it or whether I can bring in my own guy. Oh, I don't think he's hungry. He's had plenty to eat today. I think he just got used to the companionship of other animals. He misses that. Maybe I need to get him a roommate. I've thought about that in the past, but I'll tell you what, that might be too much. That's a lot to take on. One animal is expensive enough, you know? Let's get back to the action here as we move to the bottom of the 7th. Johnny Edwards will lead it off for Cincinnati. Edwards 0 for 2. Brolio into the windup. That's going to be a 2-9 righty comebacker. Brolio 2 first. 3 of the last 4 defensive plays handled by Brolio. Leading 3-1, Jay's going to hit. Batting left-handed. On a 2-7 called strike 3. In fact, Jay pretty much just stood there with the bat on his shoulder. I'm the roommate, exactly. Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with it, Frank. I'm going to bring in a professional. Unless the apartment takes care of it, they can do what they want. I'm simply trying to follow protocol, or I would have already called someone in today. I'm not messing around with this. They have a lot more green-friendly stuff now, too, Frank. My sister's friend had it, and they came in, and she only had to leave for 2 or 3 hours and didn't have to put anything away. I think that's true, Franklin. My only question about that at this point is that this apartment complex is part of a much larger conglomerate. So I'm sure they have policies and procedures written down for everything. 2 down, here's Harper. Brolio gets the sign. It's a 3-3. Struck him out. And Brolio finishes his day with a flourish, a 1-2-3 inning, striking out a pair. And after 7, 3-1 Reds. We'll have a batter for Brolio to lead off the 8th. First, let's take a look at the Reds' defense. And they will make a defensive change. Replacing Johnson will be Mel Queen. He'll play right field. With the oversized computer-only card. Queen a 2E4 in right, 0 arm. Harper will slide over to left, where he's a 2. So the Reds improve at 2 positions. Queen a 12 runner, same as Johnson. Joey J takes the mound for the 8th as Billy McCool joins Notabard in the pen. And the Cubs will send up a batter for Brolio. Heft and Jenkins, both ready for Chicago. Against the right-handed Jay, the Cubs will send up left-handed hitting outfielder George Altman. Altman with a pretty decent card against righties. So far, however, the results have not been there. Just 10 for 76. That's a 132 average. He has 1 home run. Jay gets the sign from Edwards. The pitch is a 1-7 righty. Fly to center. That's a can of corn for Pinson. And he'll take it for the first out. Top of the order, and Adolfo Phillips. It was one of the first, Franklin. The first one was enormous. I don't think I even have that one anymore. Yeah, I do, actually. You want to see something ridiculous? Look at this. Oh my God, I'm surprised I haven't remade that, actually. But I'm trying to conserve ink. I don't like to waste ink or paper. I'm kind of a waste not, want not guy. You know, the more you can conserve, the more vacations you can take. That's the way I look at it. The Cubs have another one on the bench who played in this game as well. Carl Warwick in real life pinch hit in this game. There's an oldie. One down, here's Adolfo Phillips. Walked twice, flew to left in the 5th. The pitch from Joey J on a 2-3, lifts it to center. It's Pinson again, and there's 2 quick outs for Jay. Notabart sits down. McCool tossing lightly as Glenn Beckert comes to bat. Glenn 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch from Joey J. It's going to be a 3-9 right-handed liner right into the glove of Cardenas. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jay. And Jay, a 6-inning starter, aiming for that complete game. New pitcher for the Cubs will be the lefty Billy Heft. Final from Thomas. Pittsburgh 6, San Francisco 3, 1958. That's true, Julio, he did. In fact, this might even be one of the years where he's... Yeah, he had 2 cards in this set, believe it or not. Computer-only hitter as well. I'm sorry, computer hitter, but computer pitcher. He worked 7 innings in 66. Here's Helms, Pinson, and Coleman now, facing the left-hander Billy Heft. Heft in the replay so far, despite a pretty good card, the results have not been pretty. 1-1 with a pair of saves, but an ERA of 7.88. Here's the pitch to Helms on a 1-3 lefty. He goes the other way with it and drops a single in front of Williams in right field for his second hit of the day. Helms aboard with a leadoff single. The batter will be Vada Pinson. Pinson 1 for 3. Heft out of the stretch now. Pitch to Pinson on a 2-6. That's a liner towards second. Single to 5. Here's the roll, and it's going to be knocked down at second, but no play. That'll go as an infield hit. And the Reds put the first 2 runners on here against Billy Heft. That's going to bring up Coleman. Not a good matchup for Coleman, but he's going to hit. Good bunting situation, but he's a poor bunter. So Gordy will swing away, left on left. Heft with a 4-6, pops him up. Beckert will take it. And that's the first out. That brings up Rose with Mel Queen on deck. Rose turns around and hits righty against Billy Heft. Heft checks the runners. Pitch to Pete on a 4-9 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The Reds will not pull Queen. They want his glove out there in right field. Not a hit on the card. Quite a few walks. Heft's pitch on a 2-6, grounder to second base. Beckert, 2 banks, and that'll do it. So the Reds strand a pair. And we're going to go to the 9th inning with the Reds leading 3-1. I want to thank everybody for watching me. Well, watching the game, I should say. Nobody wants to watch me. And it's good to be back, welcoming all you guys back as well. Billy McCool is ready. This is decision time, I'll tell you that right now. 3-1. Do you bring in McCool now? Or do you see what Jay can do? Short leash, of course. Let me check the usage display on McCool. Do we need to be watching him at all? Not really. We're going to let Jay start it. This is a 1 base runner and he's gone situation. Here is Williams. Williams 0 for 3 today. Jay into the windup. That's going to be a 4-5 lefty. Grounder to second. Rose has it. Throws to Coleman, 1 down. So the Reds manager, Don Hefner, trying to coax a complete game here out of Joey J. And hello, Al, welcome. Boy, I had a great time. Here's Sano. He has 2 of the 3 hits today. Jay into the windup. That's going to be a 4-7 righty, and he walks him. And here comes Hefner, and that's going to do it. He's going to the lefty. Runner at first, 1 down, tying run at the plate. That'll be Banks, with Byron Brown to follow. Here's McCool. McCool has been nothing short of sensational. 0-1, but with 13 saves and a 1.46 ERA. As the Reds try to continue their streak. Here's Banks. Sano takes his lead. McCool out of the stretch. The pitch to Banks on a 4-8 righty, and he loses in ball 4. The tying runs are aboard here in the ninth. Byron Brown will be the hitter. Byron 0 for 3 today, struck out twice. That, of course, was against Jay. McCool, a check of the runners. The pitch to Brown on a 3-7 lefty. Struck him out. And the Cubs are down to their last out. It's not going to be Krug. Krug being called back now. And the batter is going to be John Bacabella. Bacabella 7 for 34 on the year. That's a 206 average. McCool checks the runners. Here's the pitch to Bacabella. It's a 3-5, and he walks him to load the bases. Oh my, 3 walks in the inning have loaded him up for the Cubs. Tying run in scoring position. Go-ahead run at first base. And the batter is Kessinger. Don Kessinger 0 for 3. Out to the mound goes Johnny Edwards. 2 walks by McCool. Coming into the game, McCool had only walked 3 in 25 innings. He's walked 2 here. And with the bases full of Cubs, here's Don Kessinger. Switch hitter batting righty against McCool. McCool now ready. Glance at third, the full windup, the pitch to Kessinger on a 3-5, grounder to short. That's going to do it. Cardenas to Coleman, and that's the game. And the red-hot Reds roll on. Three to 1 is the final score, and I will have the totals in just a moment. McCool notches the save, his league-leading 14th. Joey J, the winning pitcher, he's 3-3 now. Jay allowed only 3 hits. And remember, 2 of them were off of his own defense, his own pitcher's X-chances. The other one, of course, Sano's home run, which was the Cubs' only run. He walked a few, 4. Struck out 4, 6. Brolio takes the loss. His record drops to 3-5. Good close game, some ninth inning drama. Can't really ask for more. Brolio allowed 5 hits. All 3 runs charged to Brolio. He walked only 1. Struck out 4. Player of the game, Joey J. The Reds score 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Cubs just 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. There were a couple of hits off the X chart, but no errors. And the Reds win 3 out of 4 from the Cubs, sweep the doubleheader, and they've now won 11 of their last 12 games. Coming back tomorrow, we will have Cleveland at Minnesota. Sonny Siebert for the Indians, Dave Boswell for the second place Twins. So join me for that, same time, 1:30/4:30. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. As usual, get something to eat. So thanks once again, everybody. Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant evening. Take care. Bye for now.